The following program is brought to you by Pizza Productions.
Next.
I know, dude. I didn't even look fucking behind it, dude. That was the stupid fucking part.
He found it. He was like, "Well, no shit. Here's my dad's phone.
Here's my
I'm gonna go
dad's
tell him."
phone, man. Fucking bullshit.
I was like, "No, let's see how long he stays there."
I got long sideburns and my hair slicked back. I'm coming to your town in my pink Cadillac. I'm just a honky-tonk man. I'm just a honky-tonk man.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Totally Unnecessary Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Cody James, with, as always...
Oh, what's up, Cody James? I am Wicker Kevin Porter. How's it going, man?
Hey, how's it going, man?
It's going, dude. I'm ready to talk about professional wrestling in the week that was. I mean, we have all these gimmicks, these lines that we say every week. We come in here with the same exact intro, and it's like, why? Why do we keep putting ourselves through this the rigmarole that is WWE television, Cody? Tell me why.
Because there's no other game in town?
Because we're crazy people, and we like to get hurt. We like to get told, you know, what we can and can't see, and WWE is good at telling people, you know, hey, you need to see this, man. No, we're like, no, we want to see this, and they're like, no, you got to see this. Of course, I'm talking about Becky Lynch and Charlotte, and this whole...
Which should have started Smackdown.
I know, like, look what we got. We got Daniel Bryan and The Miz.
I'm thinking we're going to start with Smackdown this week.
That is fine with me, man. We can talk about SmackDown.
You know Stewie's insult sandwich?
I don't watch Family Guy that often, so you're going to have to refresh me on exactly what that is.
Well, the insult sandwich is him saying, one good thing about the person, then the insult, then another good thing about the person.
Wrap it on the end. That makes sense. Yeah, it seems like it would be a very positive way to give, an insult to somebody.
Yeah.
Hey, I know you said that bad thing about me, but hey, man, thanks for the compliment, bro.
Two compliments,
man. You got that sandwich going, dude. It's a very...
Compliment sandwich.
Dude. I can find where that would be useful.
Which is why we're going to start with SmackDown.
Yeah, let's go ahead and start with... yes.
SmackDown was a lot better than Raw this week.
Exactly, man. And on the heels of SummerSlam, we saw The Miz and Maurice kick off SmackDown.
Which I do not understand why it wasn't Becky and Charlotte. Why?
Because apparently Daniel Bryan and the Miz... Dude, it's kind of like they take turns every week. It's like there's never just the one guy that starts it. It's not like Roman Reigns starting every freaking Monday Night Raw or anything like that. It's always rotating. So for some reason, they just felt like kicking off with Daniel Bryan and the Miz. Plus, they got the Bellas. I mean, obviously, Brie Bella's back now. So they thought it was a little bit more, they wanted to start the night off on a bang, man.
But come on, everyone wanted to see Charlotte and Becky Lynch.
You wanted to see Charlotte and Becky Lynch.
I don't know. Quite a few people wanted to see
I wanted to see Charlotte and Becky Lynch.
Which is why Becky Lynch was trending.
Yeah, she was trending 10,000 tweets deep when we went off the air on freaking Sunday, man.
Even the hashtag SD Live that trends every week for SmackDown, they sometimes will put like a little thing underneath, and it said something to the effect of not everyone is buying her heel turn, which in translation means that she's getting cheered even though she's supposed to be the heel.
Well, that's the whole thing, man. It's like nobody wanted her to be a fucking heel in the first place. This is kind of like opposite booking.
But the heel angle works because she's getting sick and tired of being... just Charlotte's friend.
Well, if the heel turn had worked, that means implied that she's getting booed, but she's not getting booed. She's getting cheered.
Yeah, but Jake the Snake Roberts was a heel and he got cheered. I believe there were points where Randy Savage was a heel and he got cheered. So.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's blatantly, I would say it's like, what?
And I would
90-10 on the cheering factor? I mean...
Well, I'd say she's more of an anti-hero than a heel at this.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to... Well, we have to also,
sort of like your, they call them tweeners with their anti-heroes, your Stone Cold Steve Austins and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, also you gotta also take into account the fact that they're in, the same side as SummerSlam. So that's that same, smart wrestling crowd that, obviously everybody's in love with Becky Lynch. So next week when they're in Podunk, Arkansas, maybe those people will, definitely boo. It'll be more that, 70 booing, 30 cheering. I don't know. I don't know where they come up with these math problems, man. They don't pay me enough to do math on this podcast, dude. So
we don't pay you at all.
You don't pay me enough, man.
We don't pay you at all.
We don't pay you at all, man.
But I mean
get a pat on the back, motherfucker.
I don't think it would work with her being a face because it's gonna what would it entail her going, I don't like being treated this way.
She's been getting cheered freaking pretty fucking hard the last couple of months, man. I mean, people were like ready for like a good Daniel Bryan-esque fucking babyface run from fucking Becky Lynch. I think.
And instead we're getting an anti-hero.
Which again isn't necessarily I'm not saying it's a bad thing that
now
I think everybody
now she can be the last kicker that everyone thought she was from the beginning.
Yeah.
And now I'm actually interested in her because she's an underdog.
Yeah.
She's pissed off.
Yeah.
We've all been in that spot before.
But I think the thing I was like arguing is the fact that, WWE's trying to be like, well, she's a bad guy now. It's like, no, she's still a good guy, but she's got more edge. I see where you're coming from. Like, she's got that fucking edge now.
Well, yeah.
But don't treat us as stupid fucking idiots, dude. She's a good guy.
Which they tried to, and I'm like, screw that. we can see all the tweets on.
Because she can still be, a good guy and still have that edge.
Yeah, we've seen all the tweets on Twitter. No one really seemed to be all that interested in Charlotte being added to the match. Everyone was.
I know she's all like, I like the writing there where it's like, oh, where was the outrage when Charlotte got added to the match? And it's like, dude, everybody was pretty pissed off. If you go back, Becky Lynch, and listen to our podcast when that shit went down, I don't think either one of us were happy that. No. You were sending me messages as you were watching it, like, fucking they're destroying the fucking feud. Like, everybody was pretty pissed off with Charlotte, like, fucking coming in.
And she's like, yeah, I got a couple tweets on my Twitter, but...
Just a couple 10,000.
You guys still sold out to SummerSlam, didn't you?
But everybody wants to come and see you, Becky. That's why we sold out SummerSlam. Well, you're sending us mixed messages, fucking Becky. Jeez. Well,
that to me just reeked of written promo.
Well, because they know what they're doing. They're not stupid, but, it's still they treat us
the fans the fans can see right through it.
Yeah.
And I posted a tweet during that promo, screw No Shave November. How about no boo Becky for fucking ever?
No what?
No boo Becky for fucking ever.
Oh, no boo. I thought you meant like no boob Becky. I was like, oh, she's got decent boobs, man.
No.
Come on, Cody. Judging Becky Lynch's
no, because
boobs.
they're trying to get us to boo her, and I'm like,
yeah, I hear
we're
what
not
you
buying
mean.
it.
Yeah, no, exactly. Whereas
Whereas Charlotte comes off more as like this nauseating face, like, I'm a good person, I was your best friend, I did nothing wrong.
Oh, my name is Charlotte. I got no boobs too.
She's the type. Like, there's a couple different types of people. There's the super nice people that never do wrong by anybody, and they usually always get stepped all over.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the nice people who get sick and tired of being that person, and they end up being an anti-hero type, sort of like Becky is now. Then you got the nice people who aren't really nice, but they use it just to stab you in the fucking back when your back is turned. They just use it to buddy up with you, to take
advantage of the situation, whatever it might be.
Well, basically as a way to climb up the ladder.
Yeah.
And then once they're, on that rung, the same rung as you, like behind you, and they're like getting ready to climb over you and kick you down a couple of pegs, they stab you in the fucking back.
Hey, man.
They stab you in the back, and there's no point to it.
Yeah.
And then there's, the people that are just alright pieces of garbage.
Just lose it, man. Well, Becky Lynch totally lost it on Sunday, man. And
she lost it again on Tuesday.
Yeah, I know, dude. That fight was awesome, dude. The fight spilled into the arena floor. I don't know, but yeah, Lynch tried to escape from Charlotte.
I even had to agree with.
Again, they're just trying to book her as that fucking heel, and it's stupid.
Well, you can see right through it, and I thought it was great that even Corey Graves was like, just let them fight. Like,
just let them fight, Cole. Byron. Get my shows mixed up. That's how much I pay attention to the commentary. It's like, isn't Cole on both shows? I thought it was both of them.
No, it's Corey Graves for some reason.
Yeah, Corey Graves. He probably spends like freaking $300 on his haircuts a month.
Every 2 weeks.
Ridiculous, man.
But anyways, let's discuss this odd stuff with the Miz and Daniel Bryan, and now they're including their women. And
I mean, we kind of saw it being foreshadowed this past Sunday, man. We saw the fact that, in the back, we saw Maurice coming out with the Miz, and then we saw the inclusion of Brie in the backstage vignette. So we kind of knew the Bellas were back, and lo and behold, come Monday, we see Nikki Bella featured in the Ronda Rousey segment. We also see Brie Bella coming back here in this segment and joining forces with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, but I first saw them coming out as like valets or something.
They're just gonna
I don't mind them fighting.
Here's my husband.
I don't mind them fighting and stuff, but the whole mixed match challenge thing doesn't.
Hey man, the women can do it just as good as the men, dude. What are you saying?
I'm not saying that they don't.
What are you
I just
saying,
think that the concept is really pretty forced.
Well, I mean, you would think with Hell in a Cell coming around within the next month that they would be able to have Daniel Bryan and The Miz in Hell in a Cell. Yeah,
I was thinking, we'll have it in a Hell in a Cell because then you don't have to deal with that whole kind of. I mean, it's just awkward. Have you ever watched any of those types of matches from WWE?
The mixed tag matches?
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, I remember as a kid, I did enjoy.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about now.
Where the mixed match challenge? I didn't watch it.
I watched it, and it was all right. There's some moments that were decent, but I mean, the whole concept of.
It's a novelty fucking thing.
And then you got the person who's, down, and there's no hot tags.
Well, it just sucks the work rate, I'd rather see a one-on-one match than, the work rate's not going to be...
Or, 2 one-on-one matches in the same
thing.
See,
I could do that, if you... because ultimately, with the Evolution pay-per-view coming up, you can see that they could easily pair off Maurice and Brie.
Which is probably what they're going to do.
And that's fine, there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that too, but, hopefully before it's all set, I'm sure we will. We'll see... another one-on-one match with The Miz versus Daniel Bryan. But, it'll get us to the next match, I suppose. So, in order to stretch it out, we're going to have to play this card, I assume, anyway, at some point. So.
Yeah, I just don't get why it's not in a... Because Daniel Bryan and The Miz had one of the top 3 greatest matches
at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
but look what they're doing with AJ Styles and fucking Samoa Joe. So they're involving family, and just you kind of in that sense, that involving the family makes it a little bit more of a personal situation. So,
which, just a side note, I think it was really great how they used a lot of something we had said, a lot of old school tactics, a lot of old school wrestling style stuff at SummerSlam.
Yeah, you can definitely, dude, if you want to go over that, yeah.
Well, no, I was just saying as amusing.
Yeah, I don't know.
That they had used quite a bit of interesting.
Yeah, well, I like the brass knucks. I heard a lot of people talking about using the brass knucks. It's it always seems that whenever there is a high stakes match, we can never get a clean fucking finish. It's always fucking shenanigans. But I like brass knucks, man. Call me old school, but I like brass knucks.
All right, fine. They've had a problem with that the past 10 years or whatever. But just looking at SummerSlam alone, a lot of the tactics they use and a lot of the angles and so on were right out of the old school wrestling textbooks.
Yeah.
They probably had to dust them off before they used them.
What is this, professional wrestling?
How to cook for humans.
What?
How to cook 40 humans. How to cook for 40 humans. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah,
from
Simpsons.
the second Simpsons
Halloween special? Hell yeah, Cody, I've seen that.
Where they keep blowing on the cookbook.
Classic episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a classic episode.
But, so yeah, I just think that at SummerSlam they use a lot of old school angles and tactics, and I think that's one of the main reasons why it went over so well is because it was an old school pay-per-view.
Yeah. It was definitely, my top pay-per-view that I've seen within this year.
I don't think they're going to top it, to be honest.
Well, maybe here in a couple weeks with Hell in a Cell Code, you never know.
I think number 2 may have been the greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Because that was really fun.
That was a fun.
There was a lot of interesting.
But speaking of going into Hell in a Cell in a couple of weeks, we got Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton.
So finally, this feud is getting officially kicked off.
Officially, it's getting kicked off.
Because unofficially, it was
It was on the side burner there. And then Randy almost came out at SummerSlam, but he's like, you know what, Jeff? I saw the fucking side spot that you hit with that freaking Swanton bomb on the side of the ring.
And he did another one. And then he did another one.
On
I was
Tuesday.
like, oh my God, please do not roll out of the way. Randy, please do not roll out of the freaking way.
And dude, Randy Orton took like a large majority of that bump too. That wasn't like you could tell he's hurting, bro. Like you could tell Jeff Hardy is definitely.
Yeah, because when he sat up, he was like, ugh. And he did this like little laugh, smile type thing. That was cool. But I mean, like, when he got up, you could tell that he was hurting. And I'm like, why are you doing this?
Yeah, it's like,
like,
honestly,
dude, we
both.
like you.
Yeah.
We're cool with you doing this stuff, but on a Smackdown, why not do this on like a pay-per-view?
Well, I mean, it builds the rivalry up more. I mean, it shows that Jeff Hardy's fucking pissed off and he's sick and tired of fucking Randy Orton shit, and that's why Randy Orton got the fucking ball shot.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But yet again, like the Undertaker said years and years ago, that there was young kids. They weren't young kids, but compared to him, because he was he'd been in there for at least 10 years.
Well, Undertaker's like what?
Well, no, 100? At the time he'd been in there at least 10 years, and he was like,
he's 10 years there, veteran at least, yeah.
Yeah, he was like, these young kids come in, and I don't understand it. They do these big spots and stuff for TV tapings. It's like, save that for the pay-per-view.
Yeah. Well, in today's day and age with the network, I mean, it seems like their focus is on TV compared to what is being presented to us on the pay-per-view half the time. Because you can get the WWE network for $9.99, man. Get those 2 months free. So I don't know, man. It's nice to see Jeff Hardy come out with fucking aggression.
Yeah,
I hope they do put this in a Hell in a Cell match, and
I don't because like I've said before, I do not want him. Like I said before, I do not want Jeff Hardy getting injured and being like, "Well, I had about 8 years left in my career."
Well, Jeff Hardy said one of his pipe dreams with coming back to the WWE, he said that the one match he hasn't had that he wants to have is a Hell in a Cell match. He's been on record in interviews saying that. So the likelihood that this goes to a Hell in a Cell, I see it as like, why not, dude?
Oh,
Fuck
fine,
it. Give it to him. I mean, if fucking Kevin Owens can come off the cage, if Shane McMahon can come off the cage, hell yeah, I want to see Jeff Hardy come off the fucking cage.
I do not want to see him come off the cage. I don't want him getting seriously injured.
I don't want to see him either, but I'm just saying, like, if he wants to do it, I mean, why not? Who are you to stop him? He's just going to go to, some other place and do it, makeshift Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, if he's not, like, too injured to where he can't even fucking walk.
I kid, ladies and gentlemen, I kid.
But I mean, yes, it is great to see him be more aggressive because since coming over to SmackDown, it kind of seemed like he was a little bit like.
I've enjoyed the last couple months. I mean,
I've enjoyed it, but he wasn't like as aggressive.
I mean, he was definitely just kind of going through the motions in a sense, yeah. Character-wise, at least. Well, character-wise, I mean, he's Jeff Hardy.
In terms of like work rate in the ring, like he wasn't really like.
Which I understand the work rate being like a little bit off, just because I know he is working hard. So it's like you get scared. At that point, you're just like, all right, let's just get through this to get through this.
Which is why every time he does one of those spots, like a swanton bomb or something, I'm kind of like, oh god, please land, please land. Oh Jesus, you did it on the ring apron. Why?
Speaking of lackluster performances, we saw
that wasn't a lackluster performance. I was just like, oh my god, why would you do that? Everyone knows that you're hurt.
Well, I'm just saying that, it's a lot of people would argue that the last, the him was all lackluster type shit.
Okay,
dude,
fair enough.
I'm just saying, like, the general, like, he goes, it's the same match. But yeah, thank you for ruining my segue, motherfucker. Naomi versus Peyton Royce with Billie Kay happened this past week on SmackDown Live. We saw Royce defeat Naomi. Your immediate thoughts on Peyton Royce defeating Naomi? I mean, Naomi's making a return back to TV, it looks like.
Cool, but did anyone give a shit?
No, we didn't give a shit. But maybe we will give a shit a couple weeks down the road. It seems like they may be building Peyton for... I mean, obviously there's no room for... I mean, it's Becky Lynch and Charlotte, so I mean, yeah, who gives a shit? What are they going to do with them?
I think the best thing that could have happened to Peyton Royce to get a push is to get called... she used to be lighter.
Oh, God. Everybody, what was that, Dave Meltzer? That fucking said that shit? Oh, come on, people.
Peyton, she used to be lighter Royce. That should be yours.
I used to weigh 120 pounds. Now I weigh 130 pounds. Fuck you, Dave Meltzer. I'm going to starve myself now, Dave Meltzer.
Like, they are cute and all.
She's a healthy 150. Come on.
Who cares? They're both cute, but, I mean, like, in the ring, like... they're really good talking and like getting heat and annoying people, but like.
I mean, it's just filler for TV at this point.
I mean,
if I was DVRing this shit, it'd be fast forward.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't.
I mean,
it's the same match you're gonna see every week.
Well, I have a point here. Like, yeah, Carmella's like at that SummerSlam match, she didn't look like she was being, propped up to look better, even though she looked like she was struggling like the past couple pay-per-views.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see if she can continue that, looking better in the ring, whatever you want to say, like in terms
keep
of
improving.
work rate. Yes,
keep improving. Yeah.
But I mean, how many annoying talkers that kind of look like they need help through the match do we need?
Right.
In terms of female heels.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we talk so highly of the women's division and whatnot, and don't get me wrong. I mean, there are the wrestlers on the division that can fucking wrestle and
like Becky
deserve
like
a main event spot, in many ways.
Like I think a great old school match would be Becky versus Bayley.
But just like all the men's wrestlers, I mean, you still have your guys that are your Zack Ryders and stuff. Your Ty Dillingers,
the garbage type that either
there's jobbers. I mean, they're just glorified jobbers at this point with a steady paycheck.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing. I mean, everybody has a spot on the card and everything. But, I mean, I don't know. It's just like, do I really want to sit around and watch a Naomi versus Peyton Royce match? Not fucking really.
No.
Not fucking really, guys. So, speaking of mixed tag matches, this is probably your favorite match of the night. Rusev and Lana versus Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega, which was a rematch from the pre-show this past Sunday at SummerSlam.
And Rusev won.
Thanks
to Adrian English. So it looks like they're not going to break them up because they...
It's that slow burn, bro. They're putting on that slow burn.
Whenever they do the slow burn, they don't know when to pull it, and then they keep going back and forth, and it's like...
Well, then you get Bayley and Sasha for the past fucking 9 months.
Which, again, Bayley versus Becky could be a cool, old-school 80s or 70s type NWA sort of match.
I just like the way they mishandled, Bayley and fucking Sasha, and I mean we'll get there.
And Becky and
they mishandled.
Like, what is this? Why do they keep mishandling people? And then you look at the people that they haven't mishandled, even though they have. But it's just like Roman Reigns, Charlotte, Alexa. It's like,
well, they have their chosen few, and they just keep pushing those few. And it's just, you could just
but
definitely tell.
It's not the company that makes the people that want to be pushed. It's the people in the audience.
Yeah. Well, a way also that the people in the audience, they have to be able to get behind somebody. So, I mean, if you're not getting quality... Which is why I don't... Which I guess if you're trying to put it on the performer themselves, I guess I can understand that. If that's what you're implying. Well, maybe Bayley's not that good.
I don't think it's the performer's part.
Yeah.
Or the performer's fault.
Yeah.
But that's why I don't think
it's the audience's fault? Fuck
no,
you, audience.
I think it's WWE's fault, and mainly creative. Because they're not really bookers, and they don't really know how to book.
Yeah.
They just kind of go, well, we got 2 weeks of TV that we're kind of planning for, and we're just kind of going by the seat of our pants.
They're just doing too much. It's just like there's too much going on.
Well, I think they need 2 teams. You know what I'm saying?
I think they do have 2 teams. I think it is broken into a Smackdown and a fucking...
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure they have separate writing teams, dude. It's been standard since 2002 when they first did the split.
I don't know. I don't think
I mean,
so,
there are people that probably work within both sides, but that make the main decisions. But individually, though, I mean, there's an individual staff for both.
Speaking of creative, sides. I've heard this feminist sort of take on WWE's women's division. Mm-hmm. That maybe WWE's women's division wouldn't be such garbage if more women wrote for them.
Oh, that sounds like a wonderful idea. I'm sure maybe there are women that do write. I mean, I have no idea who the fuck's in their writers.
Well, that's the point. You don't know who's writing for them, and you just want to go, well, it's all the men's. Well, this way it's garbage.
Well, I blame Stephanie McMahon. Stephanie McMahon.
Well, that's what I pointed out. Women's the women's revolution. Really, I mean. Stephanie McMahon is head of creative.
It's a fucking corporation, man. They're just trying to make themselves fucking look good.
Well, what I'm saying is Stephanie McMahon is head of creative, so if the head of creative is female, and she doesn't think that it's, the right light to paint the females division in or whatever, then she could go, nope, I don't like that because it's it's one or.
Well, that's how creative works. I mean, you're gonna have your ideas, aren't always going to be accepted or whatever.
Which is why you need to be in a team.
Yeah.
Because you go, well, what about this? And they go, well, no, I kind of like that idea, but what if we do it like this? And then you kind of like throw these ideas around and hopefully get the best idea.
Yeah. And there is value to like, teamwork and shit. But like, I honestly think they just like, much like the programming, it's too much going on. And from what you hear on like, the websites and stuff, like these writing teams are like 20 people deep. You really need, I get it, like the 3-hour plus programming, but like back in the day, dude, it used to only be Vince and Pat Patterson and Bruce Pritchard, dude. That's 3 fucking people. Dude, going from 3 to like,
wasn't he on?
Well, back in like the late 80s or whatever.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea where Briscoe fucking honestly falls. And you get the idea though that it's a smaller group of people deciding what's going on television. And given obviously they're not doing 5-6 plus hours of fucking television a week or whatever it is. But still, it's just
the reason I don't know, man. The reason I don't think that there's 2 different teams like you're suggesting. I do agree with your what you're hinting at is there being too many chefs.
Right.
That I agree with. But I don't think there's 2 different teams because if there were, then they wouldn't have Raw do something and then the next night, oh look, the same thing's fucking happening on SmackDown.
Yeah,
that is my angle.
Yeah, I know what you mean, dude. But I mean, if you look it up on the internet, dude, they have 2 writing teams.
I would disagree, but maybe you know more on that than I do.
Well, I'm just saying it's a quick Google. Let's go to Reddit.
Well, what does Reddit know?
These people know a lot of things, dude. Is there 2 separate writing teams for Raw and SmackDown? Not looking to gain in karma, but I was generally curious if there's a split. Someone gives the SmackDown writers a rate. Yeah, I don't know. I think the writing teams have always been separate, including pre-draft SmackDown. It's just free to do their own thing now instead of having to work off their Raw writers. Yeah, it's Road Dogg's booking SmackDown shit. Yeah, I think the large consensus it is that, but I get what you mean, though. I mean, yeah, you see that shit all the time. We saw that shit with the Riot Squad and the fucking...
I just don't see it because, like you said, there was a Riot Squad for one brand and there was...
Yeah, you had Pages, whatever, and then it was the next night. And I get what you mean, man. And, dude, and honestly, I mean, I wouldn't put it past. It's the same company, ultimately. We are dealing with one company, so... Yeah,
which is the thing that I've had a problem with since doing the brand split is, like, why is Raw doing something and then next night SmackDown's doing the exact same thing?
Yeah, it's pretty boring. I mean, it definitely gets repetitive after a while, that's for sure.
Whereas if you had 2 different writing staffs, you would think one of them would go to Stephanie and be like, we have 2 shows, we have 2 brands, we have 2 writing staffs.
Mm-hmm.
Can we just do something different? Like they're doing, like for instance, back in the 90s, WWF was doing this.
Uh-huh.
So what was Eric Bischoff's, solution to that for WCW? He was like, according to shoot interviews and stuff, he stated that I looked at everything they were doing on a list and I did the exact opposite. Yeah. So that's where
logic would give it that, yeah, that's how you would create competition, but you got to also remember it's not WCW and WWE against each other. It's WWE versus WWE. I mean, it's SmackDown and Raw, which are under the same umbrella, so automatically the idea of competition is kind of thrown out the fucking window.
Yeah, but you got 2 writing teams that apparently think highly of their writing styles.
But again, you say we can sit here and talk about how they have 2 separate writing teams, but ultimately, with it being WWE, the last fucking person that has the final say is Vince McMahon. So if Vince McMahon is like, well, we need a Riot Squad on Monday Night Raw, we need a Riot Squad on fucking SmackDown, it doesn't matter what 20 people in the fucking room are going to say. That one guy. So until that one guy is out of the fucking equation, that's maybe when you'll start seeing some actual change. Because you kind of see how Triple H is booking fucking NXT, right? I mean, and if they were to actually bring that, because like it's kind of booked like more of just like, an old school, kind of like what you're saying, like not going out there and giving them the whole fucking kitchen sink every fucking week.
Yeah.
You're saving it for those, building. Yeah, exactly.
You don't
building
want
it up.
Shot because for a while you may, 2, 3, 4, 5 years you may hot shot and be like, on fire.
Yeah. And look what we get for NXT every, like with the 4 pay-per-views that they do a year or whatever, the 4 specials. Yeah. And they're always consistently good. The performers are fucking over. Like Triple H is a fucking formula right now. Or it's not even like it's his formula. It's a tried and true fucking formula that's been used for fucking decades at this point with wrestling.
According to his friends in the clique, the reason they hung out with him mainly was because he was always looking to talk about wrestling.
He was talking about the biz, man.
He was always looking to talk about wrestling. He was always a really brilliant mind in terms of
exactly
wrestling angles, wrestling finishes, and various things.
So maybe once he's gone, once Vince McMahon is out of the picture,
but what if it's Stephanie?
But it's not Stephanie though. It's Vince McMahon. It's the owner of the company. He's the final. If you listen to but if you listen to any, I'm not saying Stephanie doesn't make decisions, but I'm just saying like ultimately, dude, like it comes down to Vince McMahon each and every time. Like if there's really a toss up on like what they're gonna do creatively, that guy is a fucking fine tooth comb going through those scripts, dude. Like if you read reports out there, that motherfucker is rewriting that shit an hour up until, if not into the show when it's going down. Like if he can rewrite it and make it better, I mean that's why we get like so much fucking, 1 week it's this, next week it's that. Like this whole 9-month Bayley fucking saga. It's probably Vince McMahon changing his fucking mind week to week.
I swear,
it's his fucking personal toy chest, man.
If they try and have a match at Evolution where either they're in a tag team and we officially kick this feud off, or between Hell in a Cell and Evolution, they turn on each other or something.
Well, I've been done since the 3-month mark, dude. Once I was hoping for that WrestleMania match, and kind of once that, I was kind of like, well, I don't really care anymore.
Yeah, pretty much. So what else happened at
SmackDown? We saw the continuation with the AJ Styles interview. We saw Renee,
which was great.
A Renee Young hosted stage side interview that saw AJ Styles just days after.
Kind of like the old Mean Gene Okerlund type.
Yeah, see, I like that. I think it looks really cool and shit. But yeah, then he got his ass beat by fucking Samoa Joe, and hopefully that's in a Hell in a Cell match. I don't know. I don't know where they're gonna go, but we're gonna get a rematch.
Well, that would be the only. Like you need something to step it up to the next level, like you've been saying, like with Jeff Hardy and stuff. You need to step it up to the next level, and I think that would be a great way to do that.
Yeah. I think honestly, if we do get, because like. Some years we get the multiple Hell in a Cell matches, and some years it's only just one match that's a Hell in a Cell, which really nothing, we go, and that, I don't want to interrupt too much, but I just gotta say, this is kind of going back to what I've always said, like I really hate these concept fucking pay-per-views, and the fact
especially if you're not going to have some sort of payoff.
Here we are just coming off SummerSlam, and guess what? These matches that eventually could build up to the necessity, of needing a Hell in a Cell, now requires a Hell in a Cell only for the fact that, hey, it's September and we have a Hell in a Cell match. I mean, it's not the proper build-up. Like, I mean, you can argue a Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton Hell in a Cell. You can argue an AJ Styles, Samoa Joe Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, because it'll be their first match in terms of like an official pay-per-view match for this feud, because before it's just been kind of Randy Orton screwing with him. So, yeah, I could see there being a reason for a Hell in a Cell match. Even though it'd be their first actual official meeting at a pay-per-view.
That's right, man.
But I think that Samoa Joe and AJ Styles in a Hell in a Cell match would be cool because...
Well, that SummerSlam match was pretty badass.
Like, for instance, they were hard-hitting. AJ got disqualified because he started using the chair and stuff, and there's blood, like...
Yeah.
Book it, Vince. Hell in a Cell.
Yeah. No, I really hope that's what turns out there, man.
But I'd be kind of interested on, and this is a side note, and I get the idea that I'd probably be the one saying this if they were to do it, but what if they had a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view just once, just 1 year? Not every year.
One match, you mean?
No, not one match, but just every match on the card was just a Hell in a Cell match, and then you saw the Hell in a Cell throughout the...
You saw what happened on TNA, bro.
It gets torn.
You saw Lockdown, dude. We've
I've
seen
never
this.
seen Lockdown, but you see
Every match is a cage match,
You
dude.
see a piece get caved in on the top, and the door gets ripped off, and by the end of the night, the thing looks worse than the wrestlers do.
I can
I don't know,
I can see the hilariousness in that. Sure.
I just think one time that'd be just, I don't know, interesting, funny.
Yeah. No, dude. Well, if you want to see that, dude, I swear, go watch TNA Lockdown. You got the Impact Network or whatever it is. Fucking yeah.
I don't know.
That's exactly what it is, dude. Every match is the cage match. So, topping off SmackDown this week, we saw the SmackDown Tag Team Champions defended in a rematch again from SummerSlam, the New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers, which
let's first talk about why this match is even going on, other than the fact that they have a rematch clause.
Well, the reason they're
actually, wait, do you even have a rematch clause if you lose?
No, you don't. So
and it's not your belt? No. Okay, I didn't think so.
Technically, you would go back to the bottom of the line, but
you should
before because anyway, freaking the New Day defeated the Bludgeon Brothers to win the titles here. And it was very solid match.
What kind of match was it?
It was a no disqualification match, right. So it was really stepped up, dude. It was a solid match and definitely the highlight of SmackDown, in my opinion.
To be the main event. I thought it was great.
But like getting back to what you're saying, the reasoning we're seeing the Bludgeon Brothers drop the titles here just several days after their win over the New Day by or I guess they lost. Yeah, well, no, they lost by disqualification on Sunday. So that would make sense, I guess. That makes sense. Anyway, so Rowan's fucking hurt. He apparently tore his fucking bicep or some shit.
It was a torn bicep, I think, is right or left.
Yeah, it was a torn bicep.
But the problem here is we don't really know how long he's going to be out. And the last time he was out, which this is his second injury in 2 years, he was out for 8 months.
Yeah, it's not.
So
it's
really
unfortunate.
Are getting this great push, and now what does Luke Harper do?
It's a good question, man.
Come back out and be a jobber?
I mean, look what we got going on over on Monday Night Raw with Bray Wyatt. I mean, it seems his tag team partner is going to be out for quite some time. So maybe
did he get injured?
Matt Hardy?
Yeah,
dude, like, you haven't. Do you read the internet? Like, dude, fucking Matt Hardy's like off TV because he's fucking he's gone to the doctor, dude, and his spine's fusing with his fucking hip. So he's fucking like his career is probably over.
Oh,
like basically, I mean, it's definitely on the verge of being over. So he's basically been working fucking as a agent in the back, fucking kind of shadowing the last couple weeks. So, but his contract's up this coming March. So there's kind of speculation on, is he going to stay or go, or is he going to continue to wrestle? Which hopefully, I mean, if it's really as bad as they proclaim it is, then like maybe it's time. That's not my call.
He may not be able to wrestle though.
Yeah, not with that type of injury. It sounds fucking horrible, bro.
Is it spondylitis or whatever?
Spondylitis?
It's like a type of arthritis that.
I thought you were making a joke.
No,
bro. This is a serious situation.
No, I'm not making a joke. Mick Mars of Motley Crue has this, and if you saw him on their farewell tour, or the final tour, or whatever the hell they called it, or. He moves around like, his entire back is apparently fused together, I think.
Well, it's like
it affects his hips and his spine. And so that's why I asked, because
no, I will, I never saw that term thrown around or anything, but just from the sense of it's fusing with his fucking hip and shit, and it's not a good situation.
Well, that's not good. And that would explain why he's been moving so weird.
Well, it's sad to see him and Jeff kind of come to the end of their career, but again, thank you for all the memories, Hardy Boys. So we can go ahead and jump on over to Monday Night Raw.
Do we have to?
We can rush through this, man. We'll get through this quick. We'll end the episode. It'll be very pain free. We saw the new Universal Champion Roman Reigns comes out and basically states that he's going to be a defending champion and announces the main event of him and Finn Balor.
Defending champion.
Yeah. It's cool to see that Finn Balor, after almost 2 years of not getting his rematch for the Universal Championship.
Thank you, Finn Balor, for being numero uno on the Team Make Look Strong tour, buddy. Thank you. Thanks.
But at least he finally got his rematch, so.
Wow.
I don't know. I mean, I like Roman Reigns and Finn Balor in the ring, so I thought the match was pretty fun at the end of the night, but we'll get there. We saw Baron Corbin, though, come out trying to protest the match, which eventually led Kurt Angle to come out, thus overruling Corbin and making a Corbin versus Bobby Lashley, which I assume is your favorite spot of the night, which Lashley defeated Corbin by pinfall. Moving on, we saw Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Ember Moon versus the Riot Squad. Oh, shit, man. Seems like they're just setting up that they're going to announce some tag team titles here soon for the women's division, but we saw the Riot Squad defeat Banks, Bayley, and Moon.
Next?
I think so. There's some pictures that were leaked online. And they look pretty cool, man. They look like the tag titles, but they're like fucking silver and shit. So.
Are they smaller?
It could be smaller. I mean, it's just kind of like a close, so I really couldn't tell.
Because the metal thing for the... do they use the same one for both brands?
It's the same design, just different straps are different colors.
But the reason I ask if they're making them smaller is because the metal thing on the front that's supposed to look kind of Romanesque is huge. So I'm like, that would look kind of weird if it was on a girl. So maybe they're going to make it like 20% smaller or something to kind of make it fit for a smaller body. But yeah, sexist.
We saw Triple H explain why he's agreed to a one-on-one last match
Because he
with
wants
The
some
Undertaker.
money?
Because he needs the money? Fuck, man. I don't think Triple H needs to worry about money.
No, because he wants some money. There's a difference.
Oh, he wants
Why
the
has
money.
Kiss been touring the last 20 years? They don't need the money. They want the money.
They want the money. That's a good point, dude. It's a good point. Well, Bleacher Report gave this promo a solid D+, so apparently maybe they're not in the pocket of WWE because they
I'd
just
give it
shit
a
up.
D+ too. I mean,
Yeah.
his promos go on and on, and there's even been shoot interviews. There's even been shoot interviews where I think it was some girl. I don't remember. I think it was some woman wrestler. I don't remember who, but from back in that era, like 2000 something.
Right.
She goes, I would come in and he would start a promo and then I'd go cook and do some dishes and do the wash and I'd come back and he'd still be on TV talking. Like his promos go on.
Oh man, those are like my hard days of like watching wrestling, man. Back in 2003, Triple H coming out. Like as you see, I am the game, and this is Randy Orton. He is not the game. Batista, he's the animal. One day he'll be Drax, but he's not the game. Ric Flair, you're the man, but you're not the game.
Like that's what I don't get is like his promos never really go anywhere. He's not that good of a talker outside of DX.
I always think he's decent on the mic. I feel like he can hype you up pretty well. I don't discount Triple H's talent. Like, I just, it's like you said, though, he kind of drags on sometimes.
I just think he has a Hogan way of going about it, and Hogan's way of going about it was pretty out of style by like 96, and it's 2018.
Well, brother. We saw the in-ring return of Dean Ambrose facing off against Dolph Ziggler.
Which, hold on here, I need to give some credit where it's due. Dean Ambrose, fine, okay.
We saw Dean Ambrose defeat Ziggler by pinfall.
Well, hold on. It's a little too quick to say for sure, but they seem to be treating him well in terms of how he looks in the ring, and he's not just, some generic wrestler, so...
Well, it seemed like he may have, changed up his style a little bit.
A little bit.
I think.
And he was getting good reviews on Twitter, so I'm like, okay, fine.
All right. Give it a chance.
I'll give him a chance.
There you go, Cody. We're making believers out of you today. So we also saw Elias take on Kurt Hawkins. You had said on Sunday how you thought that was intentional, how freaking Elias's guitar, or you said it was non-intentional.
I don't think it was supposed to.
See, I don't know. I think
those guitars are super gimmicked, but I don't think.
I think it's a real guitar, though.
It is a real guitar, but the guitar is gimmicked.
When's the last time we saw fucking him swing that fucking guitar? He gave Finn Balor a fucking concussion.
At least he didn't break Jake the Snake's neck.
We saw the Authors of Pain take on Titus Worldwide. This is kind of one of those, again, what are we doing here? We're seeing the same matches week in, week out. Who cares?
They have too many. They have too much talent.
Titus O'Neil, he's a very talented wrestler, Cody. Paulo Cruz is. I like Paulo Cruz.
You know what I mean.
I know what you mean. So, moving on, we saw Ronda Rousey refuse to play Stephanie McMahon's game. We saw Ronda Rousey's, ultimately her championships, was it celebration? I guess it'd be a celebration?
I guess.
So, yeah, we saw, again, Stephanie McMahon coming out there.
What they give that spot, that
Which one?
That segment or whatever. Bleacher Report.
Oh, for Ronda Rousey?
Yeah.
Solid B. Solid B. Yeah, solid B. So, I don't know. I mean, we're getting the baddest woman on the planet here, Cody. I'm still, behind it. I'm glad to see Stephanie McMahon get her arm almost broken again.
I'd rather see.
So great.
I'd rather see her face someone else for her first title defense.
Well, it's like I told you, man. Fuck, dude, she's gonna be facing off against fucking Nikki Bella at fucking Evolution. So that's your Evolution main event. Is Ronda Rousey versus fucking Nikki Bella? Who's she facing off against?
Why? At Evolution? Are you serious? Is that official?
It's not official, but I mean, we're getting Alexa Bliss versus Trish Stratus. Plus, yeah, dude, we're gonna see the odds of the Bella twins involved right now. And it's pretty high. So Nikki Bella is gonna face off against Ronda Rousey. I'm not saying she's gonna beat her, but I mean that's your first title defense at least. It's because
why? That shouldn't be the title defense at all in any shape or form.
Well,
or fashion.
Nikki Bella, you got to remember, man, this is a corporation that cares about their public image, dude. So Nikki Bella being on Total Divas and Total Bellas, she's a high profile person. So my sister, I'm gonna put it this way. Okay, my sister-in-law pays no attention to professional wrestling, but she knows who Nikki Bella is. That's who they're trying to sell it to, bro. They're trying to get my sister-in-law to buy the WWE Network.
Okay.
So that's why we're seeing Nikki Bella.
But she, in no way in hell should she ever should she just be like, hey, I'm back and get a title defense?
Why not? That's what everybody does. Everybody does that, dude.
Okay.
No rhyme or reason.
So we're going to do that, but we're going to ignore other people and...
Dude, yeah, they're going to ignore your Baileys and your Sashas.
I don't really care about Sasha.
I don't care about Sasha either. I like her as a bad guy. Yeah. I want to see her as a bad guy again.
As a face, she's...
It's boring. It's just fucking. It's overdone at this point.
Just no.
No.
So next,
Bo Dallas versus Scott Dawson and Curtis Axel versus Dash Wilder. Again, kind of going back to your fucking Authors of Pain, fucking Titus Worldwide. It's just I don't really care. It's just taking up time on TV.
The Authors of Pain, I have not cared about. The second they said Paul Ellering, fuck you. The second they said that, I crossed them off the list of people, or angles or talent or whatever that I care about.
Yeah.
I don't get why they...
Well, it's funny you say that because I'm pretty sure the writer's room in there did this exact same thing because we haven't seen anything from them since.
What, marked them right off?
Just marked them right off. They're just like, oh, hey, guys, you guys are on the main roster today. Oh, yeah, cool. Hey, by the way, you're done. They had no chance, dude, whatsoever. There's nothing. Nothing. Much like them, we'll go ahead and move on. So we saw the Universal Championship match of Roman Reigns versus Finn Balor. Very solid match. I love seeing Finn Balor and Roman Reigns in the ring.
And no one in the crowd wanted Roman to win.
I don't think anybody did. No, I think definitely the crowd is solidly against Roman Reigns still. Everybody wants to see a babyface Finn Balor win. But what we did see, though, similar to what had happened the night prior, we saw Braun Strowman, going up to Finn Balor earlier in the evening and saying, "Hey, man, I'm going to challenge you for the Universal Championship if you win it tonight." So he's being a man about it, and
so he can stay a babyface because it's kind of a heel.
Well, yeah, because he's still just hey, after you're done and beat up, I'm gonna come kick your ass, but I want to let you know that ahead of time. Yeah, exactly. So it is kind of a heel fucking, which he looked like a complete bitch coming out of SummerSlam anyway. And, judging on what happened after the match, after Roman Reigns winning, we saw Braun Strowman attempting to cash in, which I think was a very exciting moment. But then ultimately we hear the Shield's theme song kick on, and the Shield are back, Cody.
Enough of that.
See, this is actually where we defer. I enjoy the Shield.
Enough.
How about
we have another DX reunion and another Attitude Era reunion and some more NWO reunions, which Hulk Hogan has been teasing and finally did on Twitter, which I don't know where it's going other than the trash can. But
well, that's going in the trash can, 100%, dude. But no, man. I mean, dude, the Shield has only gotten back together one other time besides this, and the only reason it didn't work this last time was just based on the fact that you had
Dean got injured.
Yeah, Dean getting injured and shit, dude. And plus Roman had been, hanging out with Bray Wyatt, and they both got that mono or whatever the hell it was. And so like that TLC pay-per-view kind of got screwed
maybe they
over.
should have been kissing.
They got the kissing disease, man.
I don't know. Maybe they should have been kissing.
I don't know. I think this is definitely where we defer, though. I liked seeing the Shield back together. I thought it was pretty fun seeing them beat the shit out of Braun Strowman, and I'm somewhat interested in seeing what they're going to do at Hell in a Cell.
No, I don't want to see Dean and Seth as Roman's little bitch.
I don't think they're Roman's little bitch, but I think it's another way though of them trying to prop Roman up as a big face, because they figured he's gonna get cheered when he's with the Shield.
Yeah, and how many Shield cheers can you get for Roman to try and prop his ass up? After a while, people are gonna be like, well, now not only have you ruined Roman Reigns by trying to push him for 4 years and it being a completely failed experiment, but you've now ruined Seth Rollins, who's over, Dean Ambrose, who's over. You're probably going to ruin Braun Strowman eventually, who's over. Rusev no longer has the Rusev Day chance anymore.
Yeah, they just kind of run everybody into the ground, dude. They do, Cody. They do. Every one of them. Daniel Bryan, you're going to the ground. The Miz, going to the ground.
Well, the Miz, over the years, no matter how much they've tried to destroy him, he's still over. And by over, I mean you can be over and still get heel heat and stuff. And what I mean by that is, for instance, Jinder Mahal went out there as a heel, and whether a heel or face, he could not get a
reaction
out of anyone.
Well, it was negative reaction because it was just like, this is so boring. So boring, Jinder. Jeez.
It put me to sleep.
Yeah, speaking about putting people to sleep, we might as well end this fucking podcast, man. So
we still have 10 more minutes to discuss something. Let's discuss something good, because remember, we're going to try and do the compliment sandwich here.
Okay, yeah.
Start off with something good.
Yeah.
Have some pile of dookie in the center where we try to smear over it, and then something interesting at the end.
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know.
Should have planned this one out a little bit more now, shouldn't we, Cody?
I guess so. But how about this? How about I know you've been discussing how you think that we need to move on from the Attitude Era and so on, and possibly may have hinted at it being a little overrated. So what era do you think is better and should get more?
Honestly, I'm enjoying this era of professional wrestling. Not necessarily WWE wrestling, but the simple fact of just the way the internet has connected us as fans
with other
and
types
individuals.
Like in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Exactly.
Fi.
Yeah. So with that being said, I mean, there's so much access to professional wrestling. Like we joke about how, we put ourselves through torture every week and watching WWE. But I mean, like, if we really wanted to, man, we could watch, professional wrestling 7 days a week and not even touch WWE. There's so much wrestling out there, man.
True.
Twitch, like, independent shows are being streamed on Twitch weekly, man. Like, you can, on any given weekend, you can go on and find professional wrestling going on in an American city. Just that factor, man. And we've seen the All In, with the Cody and the Young Bucks and shit, and the Bullet Club.
I believe you wanted to go to that, didn't you?
I did want to go to that, but I would not have gotten tickets as they sold out in like 30 fucking minutes, dude. It was like 10,000 seats, snap of a finger, man.
How many?
10,000 seats.
10,000?
10,000 seats in Chicago at the Sears Center.
Damn.
Yeah, it's the first fully independent wrestling show that's ever sold.
I don't know. I think WWE may have to,
since WWE, WCW days.
They may have to take notice. And
they've been taking notice, dude. This is years in the making at this point, man. Like, this has been riding for the past 5-6 years, dude. It's just been every year it's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. And you think, they lost AJ Styles. Now AJ Styles is going, oh shit, Kenny Omega comes onto the scene. Fuck, right when Finn Balor's leaving to WWE, you have AJ Styles coming into New Japan. Right as AJ Styles is leaving, then you have Kenny Omega overtaking the Bullet Club. You have the inclusion of Cody. You have being the Elite. You have all.
And I think it's dumb.
Why
can't he use his last name?
Who? Cody? Because WWE owns Rhodes. That's a trademarked.
How? How did they get that?
Because you trademark it, you talk to the U.S. government, and you pay them money, and they give you a license to.
I'm not talking about that. He used that. He came in. He used it in WWE. or WWF. At the
Yeah, but it's
time,
not his last
left.
name though. That's the thing.
Well,
It's a
I'm aware
working
that it's
name.
Reynolds.
Yeah,
Isn't
it's
it?
a working name, so he doesn't own the name.
Well, he did before.
Well, no, he used it under their licensing. Like he worked for WWE, so they let
I'm
him
talking
use
about
license.
Dusty.
Yeah, but then okay,
What
so
I'm
he
getting at-
did.
what I'm
He
getting at
did,
is
but
let's
I'm
go
just saying
back to
they've
the-
ultimately
let's go
WWE.
back- No, hold on.
No,
hold on,
no.
real quick. I understand that, but let's go back to the 80s.
Well, no, just pointed out that
Where the
so
hell
the people
did
that aren't
Rhodes-
that don't know, WWE has obviously purchased that name since Dusty Rhodes used it back in the 80s. So that's all I was gonna say.
But how would they do him dirty like that, or his kids dirty like that?
Well, they're obviously doing it, so there you go.
What scumbags.
Apparently, Cody doesn't fucking care enough to fight it, so I mean, I guess I don't care either. So
Well, he probably doesn't have the money.
yeah,
Because Vince McMahon's just going to postpone it and postpone it and postpone it.
yeah. I mean, it's
And
it's fine. People know it. He's the American Nightmare, dude. You had the American Dream. Now he's the American Nightmare, and he does own that. So
Well, awesome.
that's a fucking badass fucking moniker, dude.
And I guess people know who he is, but what I was getting at was
Mm-hmm.
like, how the hell to go from being in Dusty's control to...
I mean, again, Google being your best friend there. I mean, you can go down the rabbit hole, I'm sure, and find it. But I mean, WWE's like, I don't know exactly. Maybe Dusty Rhodes, sold it to them. I don't know. We can figure that shit out now. How does WWE
On a similar note,
own
I
the
think-
name?
On a similar note, I know
Rhodes?
I know he got made fun of a lot, but kudos to the Warrior for keeping that. Even though he couldn't call himself the Ultimate Warrior, I don't think he was still able to call himself the Warrior. And people want to make fun of him and go, "Well, that's I guess his name now. So what is his family Dana Warrior and blah blah blah." Well, yeah, and now when they talk about his wife or his widow now, I guess they refer to her as Dana Warrior. It's not some big joke now like they tried making it on
Well, it was a joke when he was alive. I mean,
the self-destruction of the Ultimate Warrior or whatever, and Vince was like, yeah, he changed his name, I guess, so he could use it, and it's like, well, why are you trying to make fun of the guy?
right.
He just wanted to be able to use what he was known as outside of WWE.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, it's that type of shit is fucking. It's all over the place because you definitely. I mean, like obviously, if you're known as one thing, you definitely want to be able to go out and be free to make money using that, since you're the one that technically made it. So basically, I'm finding on here. So yeah, they own the trademark to the gimmick name Rhodes. Dusty's real last name with it being Reynolds, and so is Dustin's. And Cody's is so. Cody, can take them to court and win on the grounds that it was intellectual property of the Reynolds family, and he could win. So maybe Dusty Rhodes never even fucking maybe it was never something that they trademarked under their name or anything. Yeah.
But see, the thing with trademarks is that you have to be able to defend them in a court in order
Well,
to...
I mean, it's been used on their television for so many years. I mean, obviously, with it being under their actual family name, I mean, that's... You would think Cody would have a fighting chance. Obviously, their family would have a fighting chance, but...
Well, not against someone like Vince McMahon who just...
Well, yeah, if they're gonna fucking drain you, fucking...
Yeah.
Someone even referenced down here the Warrior fucking...
Which I don't even know how the
That's
Warrior
funny.
managed to do that. He just must have had
I don't know.
great lawyers or...
Yeah.
I mean, the dude's super smart. They wanted to make him out as being some, bumbling idiot, but he was pretty smart.
Right. It's kind of cool though. I actually, you know what? They probably own. Kind of looking through here. Because
it's
the way
the Rhodes
his wife is announced as Brandy Rhodes. Like they still, because the way they were getting around it, they were introducing them together. It was like Cody and Brandy Rhodes. So I think what they may own is actually like Cody Rhodes is trademarked.
Oh, the full name?
Full name. So it may not just be the Rhodes name. It just may be Cody. Cody and Rhodes together is what's trademarked. That's probably what it is. Kind of reading through this now. That makes sense.
Huh.
See, we always learn
Interesting.
something here on this podcast, Cody.
Yeah.
So final thoughts, man. 3 minutes left, dude. Let's keep the shit under an hour, motherfucker.
I thought we like to get this to an hour, so they got a nice long.
No, man.
hour
The way
to enjoy it.
iTunes works is you get that automatic download. If we're under an hour, that counts towards our points on iTunes, dude. So that means I get to buy a bigger car when this shit hits 1 million fucking downloads. So we got to keep it under an hour. It's already over an hour once you hit the intro and everything. So we're fucked already on this week. So whatever. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. SmackDown needs to just become the show, and Raw needs to go away.
Raw just needs to become 2 fucking hours, Vince McMahon, you son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. All right, man. Well, I'm glad to say that we're officially done with professional wrestling for this week after SummerSlam, Raw, and SmackDown. I can finally take a break.
Well, one quick thing you had mentioned earlier about, we watch other things, and I wish we could. Like, for instance, I'd love to watch Impact, but for whatever reason, they take quite a while to get the... the next pay-per-view.
Got to up your cable package, dude. You got to get Pop TV, bro.
Well, I have Pop TV.
Then watch it. It's on Thursdays.
No, you're missing the point.
Okay, I am.
I can watch Impact TV on TV.
Right, of course. Okay.
I believe they have 2 or 3 pay-per-views a year.
Right.
Which with the network, I should be able to watch.
Yeah, but they want you to pay more money, bro.
Except for whatever reason, even like a month later when I checked the last pay-per-view they had, it still was not on the network.
Still not on there? Fucking Impact, man. You got to get your shit together, dude. Got to get your shit together.
So once they kind of get this, their pay-per-view or their network together, and it's not so beta, you know what I mean? Like in terms of like, this isn't exactly finished, which is... kind of sort of how it comes across.
Yeah, is that what it is? Okay. Well, you can watch...
I would enjoy it a lot more.
I mean, there's Major League Wrestling. They're on YouTube.
Yeah.
You can watch them every week. They're fucking
MLW?
solid... MLW, sir. That's a solid wrestling federation to be on the lookout for.
How about real quick we go over like 3 or whatever...
Yeah, you're just trying to keep us here all night, Cody. Like, let's pull out 3 separate things and talk 20 minutes apiece on each one.
No. Well, I'm sure other people listening to this might want to, investigate some other, smaller
promotions.
Yeah, promotions, and they're like, well, I don't know what to look at. There's like 50,000 of them in one state alone.
I'm sure they're not just getting their wrestling information from just us.
Well, I'm sure.
We're the last on the podcast list for wrestling.
Well, I'm sure there's at least one person who's like, well, I would like to look at
We have our one fan in Sweden, bro.
Well, thank you
that
to the
one
fan in Sweden.
It's
It's probably
the download is
it's probably
PewDiePie.
It's probably PewDiePie. That's probably our only
He's like,
fan.
I like Cody. He's got very insightful shit to say.
But okay, let's 3 or 5 or however many you just said.
Now we're expanding 10, 12,
90. I don't know.
Top 90
I don't know
wrestling indie
how
federations.
how many you want to highlight, but independent promotions.
Yeah, go to name what you like, dude. What do you like?
I don't know. I don't really look into them. That's why I'm asking
Jesus
you. Because
Christ, you're a poor wrestling fan, motherfucker.
Look, I spend probably 20 hours at least on WWE just watching their TV. I don't even have time for NXT.
The torture. It's like, you totally...
So I'm asking you for independent promotions.
All right, man. So if I was going to just be like, hey, start watching professional wrestling. All right, so you got Major League Wrestling, like I said, MLW. That's definitely a top wrestling federation to be watching. Progress out of England is featuring, like, they got the Mustache Mountain and fucking Pete Dunne and all those guys.
Yeah.
So Progress is another one to be on the lookout for. Obviously,
Defy, which we've talked
well,
about.
Defy's local for us. I mean, you should be going to those shows instead of like watching those on TV. You should be physically driving and with me and going to these shows. Okay, so you got Defy. I'm trying to think.
I don't know that they're exactly independent, but is what the hell is your name? The one on El Rey?
Lucha Underground?
Yeah,
I mean, you can call that. I mean, it's not WWE, so I mean, if you have Netflix, you can go watch the previous seasons on Netflix. So it's definitely a fun experience in regards to Lucha Libre.
It's a little different.
It's kind of like that. I kind of like it. Like, think of it as like those old days in Mexico where they did the movies, like the rest of the luchadors would be in the movies and stuff, and it's kind of like a mini movie in a sense.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool, man. But yeah, I mean, those are definitely places to start, dude. I mean, it's out there, dude. I mean, there's professional wrestling. Joey Janela does. He's been doing like his own like spot. And I don't want to say they're spot shows, but he does like Joey Janela's Spring Break, and like I haven't actually gotten to see it, but just word of mouth, it's like it sounds pretty fucking entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's where I would start.
Which is why I bring this up, because some people are listening or out there might go, well, I don't know.
I'm surprised when you tell me these things. I'm like, man, I thought we were on the same level, motherfucker. I'm like, don't you read the dirt sheets? You're like, nah, bro, I just watch I read WWE.com, motherfucker.
No, I don't even read WWE.com. If someone posts it and I see it on my Twitter feed, then I look at it.
You gotta get away from those people, Cody. You gotta get away from those people on Twitter. They're gonna lie to you every single time.
Look, I spend enough time watching WWE programming. I don't need to spend extra time reading about Randy Orton's handshaking.
There was a sign in the crowd this week if somebody said I shook Randy's hand.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was off the entrance aisle. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna fucking end it for us this week.
So wait, that means every time someone came down, were they holding up the sign?
I only caught it the one time, so I would assume it was just that one time. I'm sure once they caught it on TV, they're like, get that fucking thing out of here. So
Probably.
All right, man. I'm Kevin Porter, ladies and gentlemen. Find us on iTunes. Find us anywhere you can fucking find podcasts. Find us on Twitter. Cody, people find you on the internet. Where?
On Twitter.
On Twitter. They can find our shit in the fucking show notes, motherfucker. We'll see you next time.
Everybody's got a price. Everybody's gonna pay. 'Cause the $1 Million Man always gets his way.